Okay, welcome back to the Duro 3 YouTube channel. Okay, this is the 4 rotators that I've just stripped down. These are the Emotator 1102 and I supposedly a 3 over here. It was not. Okay, and I'll get more of that later on. So basically I want to do a quick run through and show you what is what with each of the units. So we'll grab A, and basically A is in average good condition in the chassis wise. There's not much impact damage on here. It's only very minor. There's only a minor lip on this edge, and as usual it's all the minor damages on one side as opposed to the other side. But then again, this one is probably even all the way around. Maybe it's used more than everything else, but you know. So that's that one. The inside, the bearing ring has a little bit of electrolysis inside it, but the customer doesn't want to pay for any extra stuff to be done. So as usual, a little bit of impact damage here. This one must have been pulled apart at some time or other and repositioned in a different position with the bearings possibly. And then we have other section here, so you know it's still in pretty good nick. We'll move forward. The limit switch activator or end of rotation is in good condition. That's basically stops the end stop for the rotation. It also activates the limit switches. So there you go. There's one there. The top housing. It's okay. There is a bit of electrolysis and stuff on the top and a bit manky. Got as much off as I could. Again, they didn't want to pay a hell of a lot, so we don't do anything else. So it's not too bad. The weather seal on this one, as I mentioned when I first pulled it down, was actually all stripped up and broken and cracked. I'll see if I can get this to happen, but probably won't. Nothing will happen with that, I don't think. I've already stripped down the motor and this limit switch assembly, and I'll put it back together again because I didn't want to have too many parts laying around. So basically this is all back ready to go. I did an initial alignment and everything here, so it's just I just got to physically, I wanted to go get things done. I pulled the limit switches out, not limit switches, the potentiometer out, which I'll show in a second, and I've refurbished that. So this is all in reasonable condition, so it's all basically getting ready to go back together again. This is the oops, get the solenoid out. This is the solenoid for the brake. It works like this when I get it in the right position. I'll do it like this. Come on, fingers. Come on, fingers. There we go. So it pulls from each side. As it pulls down, it pulls the wedges in from each side. So, and this is 100 volt as listed here. So basically it pulls down and does that, and there we go. That's all in good condition. You know, it's minor rust in the bottom, but it's in good condition otherwise. The rust has come from the base plate. A bit of rust coming in here, but it's okay. So there you go. That's that part. The two wedges. I think these may even be stainless steel, but yeah, they seem to be in good condition. There's a whole gaggle of bits and pieces and parts in here. The zinc plating and all this is all in good condition. We have the limit switch divider gear here, that's in good condition, as well as all the nuts and bolts and all the bits and pieces in there, they're all in good condition. And of course the other bits and pieces are in here for the top plate and everything, they're all sort of sitting in there. And I've already, this is in average condition, but it's going to be used again. So we get to the potentiometer. I've stripped this down and I've refurbished it, hence that's why it's got a little R on the back of it, and they weren't in too bad condition. This is one of the older versions, so it was okay. Top plate is in pretty good condition, only a bit of minor etching on here, so it's in good condition. We have the retainer plate for the shafts, that's in good condition. The shafts themselves, I've got all the bits and pieces. The shafts themselves, this is the final gear shaft, it's in good condition. We have the two spacers, they're in good condition. The two shafts, I'll put them side by side. You can see, I probably can or cannot see, there's you've got marks on them, but that's just normal wear marks. They're not rough at all, so that's good. Coming to the gears, well, this is another story altogether. We'll start from the top one. This is the final drive gear onto the housing. It's got a little bit of feathering on it. It's in pretty good condition otherwise. The gear back from that is this one. It's in good condition. There's no feathering on this one. It's in pretty good condition actually, all round. But, here we go, where's that gear here? This is a gear that drives that one. It has a little bit more feathering here. This is usual on these. These teeth have actually started to get a bit worn, and so the back of the teeth get really feathery and all the metal gets rolled back. So as you can probably see in here, there's a bit of wear where it was driving onto the other gear. And so yeah, but this one's just starting to get a bit manky. Now the gear that goes onto that one, this is another gear which is, it's a bit of feathering on the back and it's starting to roll out the metal, but then again this grease was starting to get a bit tight, so it just starts to wear. But if you look really closely at the gears, I might try and show it on a different angle, in here the teeth have actually been worn to a point. I'll try and focus on this if I can. So turn it around maybe. So they've got a fair bit of wear on those teeth. If it was like a 502, which uses all the same gears, you can swap this for the next gear, because the next gear wears more in the middle, which you can probably see in this first gear. We'll go to the one next. So that's got a bit of wear on it. The gear that drives that one is the next one. Is the next number 2 gear. It's got a little bit of wear in the middle, as I mentioned before. Focus, focus, focus. So it's not much we can do about it. This is there's no feathering on the back of this one, so it's in pretty good condition otherwise. The drive gear off the pinion is in good condition. As usual, these have got a little bit of feathering on them, but other than that, it's okay. So that's the first of the 1102s. This is the V, which is 1102, which is actually, it hasn't been used very much. You can see there's no major impact damage on here. There's as smooth as anything. It's only been driven around a couple of times. You can see by the bearing wear mark, just probably get right in the right direction. You just see a slight mark on this, shiny mark where the bearings have been running, and it's in really good condition. So this hadn't had much use. So this is this one, as well as you can even see in here, you can see where the bearings have been sitting, but they haven't been moving, so that hasn't had much use at all. The internals of this are in really good condition. So this is actually in basically as good a condition you're ever going to get one of these ones. And the limit ring is in really good condition. And even so, the top housing, even when you look at the outside, it has been in really good, it hasn't been outdoors very long. It may not have gone outdoors, so it had a bit of dust on here and there, but everything's in really good condition, this one. So the B one, or the number 2 in this line, is in really good condition all the way through. So again, this has a little nick in this one here, but it's nothing major in the seal, so it's in really good condition otherwise. Back up there. Again, as usual, I strip these down and I put it all back together again. Of course, the parts, I'm doing a lay them everywhere. And so it's all ready to go back together again. So I already started actually, so there you go. So that's all happened there, and it's in really good condition. You get the solenoid brake again is in excellent condition. So yeah, looks like I might have a date on there, 10/18 maybe. So that's a possibility, maybe. And the base plate, and I'll stop flaring it out. The base plate has, you know, it's like it hasn't been used. Okay, the bits and pieces box, the wedges, look, they're shiny. I didn't polish these up, they are just shiny. So everything is in really good condition in this one. This one hasn't had much use at all. these are the retainers and locators. They're in really good condition. All nuts and bolts in there are in really good condition. I refurbished the pot anyway, and it's been done, so it's been stripped down and cleaned out. And it was getting a little bit manky, but the grease does go off over time, as usual. Grease doesn't last forever. The shaft retainer is in good condition. So I might put it over there. And it's pointless looking at all the gears. The gears have got no wear on. They're basically no feathering on the back. They're in really good condition. So it's basically, this is one of the best rotators I've seen, the 1102s I've seen for a long time. So everything is in really good condition. You can hardly see any. Focus, because it's got black. There we go. Doesn't like black. So it's. Come on, focus. I'll take the black away. Maybe you might be able to see it better. It's not focusing. It's not liking me. It's picking on me. So everything's in really good condition in this one. So there we go. There's that one there. The next one. Let's cap off a rank of crap. This one here is in similar condition. Not quite. It's probably has been a little bit of use, but not a hell of a lot. There's not a lot of damage on here. Again, this is another one of the 1102s. So you can see inside, it's very shiny. So it's in pretty good condition, this one, as well as the rest of the parts. I mean, it has been outdoors. You can see by the colouring of it, or discoloration, I should say. The track is not as in good a condition as I would like it to be, but it is what it is. It's a bit of damage, not damage, it's impaled into it a bit there, so we'll, there's that one, and there's the limit ring in good condition. The top housing, even the outside of the top housing is in pretty good condition. Internals are in good condition. So I'm putting it back over there. And sticking back over to that as well. Make some more noise. That goes in wrong way. That goes that way. Okay. Again, I did the same thing again. This is an earlier version because it's about the motor capacitor. I've already pulled the actual pot out. It's in good condition. Put it back together again. So I didn't have too many parts hanging around. So it's in good condition. Ready to go. Again, same thing. The solenoid is, and this one is actually, it's really good condition. So it's locked brand new. So there's two rotators out here that actually are in very good condition, and they're probably later versions as well. So this one's actually on the plates. Then you tell inside this is where water is most likely to get, and it's hadn't any water damage at all. So everything about these last two rotators are pretty good. So these are in good condition, as well as all the nuts and bolts and bits and pieces in here. So it's flaring it out. Even the front, the socket, it's been outdoors. You can tell by that. They tend to go off a bit. Wedges, I've got a bit of discoloration on them, but they're okay. All the little bits and pieces, like the limit switch activator, in good condition. So I refurbished the pot. The pot has been stripped. It's got an R on the back of it. That's just got done. All the gears and drive gear systems are in good condition. We come to the top plates. Got a little bit of weathering on it, from movement of the gears and whatnot, and the grease they were using. So put that back over there. The shafts in this one have got some, wouldn't call them grooves on them, but they're just a little bit of wear, but not major. The final drive one is that one there. It's in good condition, as well as all the those. This one, when you run your finger along it, it's not that rough, so it'll be used. The final drive, or second, where's the final drive? There's the final drive gear. It's in good condition, so it's got a few marks on it. I think it's been sitting and been running like that to get these marks in here. So we shall check the alignment of this when we go to put that together again. So he's got a very fine amount of weathering on here. Feathering, I should say, not weathering, feathering on the bottom of it. And the gear that drives that gear, which is this one, it's got a small amount of feathering, but these ones always get that, and then they wear out and they basically get chewed to pieces. So yeah, so the gear itself has a little bit of wear on the teeth in here, Nothing major. The one that drives that one is this one. This one, if you can see, the teeth are a little bit pointed for its age. They're a little bit pointed, but that grease was starting to go off, so there's a lot of load on these at first gears. It's got feather in the back, so you can tell there's feathering on the back of this. That's not super rough, but it's roughish. But this gear here, this is the number 2 gear, and you can see a bit of wear in the middle section here. Again, there's no feathering in the back of this one, so this gear is in pretty good condition. The first drive gear, it's been defeathered or something. Someone along the line, someone's actually done something with this one, and it's in pretty good condition. There's a bit of wear on the teeth on this one, so all in all, it's in pretty good condition. We come to the last cab in the rank, the last rotator. This is the one that should have been an 1103. Now, you can't tell by looking on the outside. There's more damage done to this one here, and someone's been inside this one, has pulled it apart and done some things to it. So look like they used sandpaper on here or something and scratched $11 out of the surface. And it is what it is. So we'll go more into that. Everything's got a bit of electrolysis on it. It's been outdoors for a long period of time. More impact damage in here, but nothing major. There, limit ring, it's in pretty good condition. Top housing has electrolysis on top. I'll try to get most of it off, but not wanting to spend too much money on time on this. So everything's in pretty good condition inside, so that's all good. So we'll chuck those aside. Whoops. You sit down inside, a little bigger. The weather seal for the bottom of the just so you know, that actually goes, if you can see this, whether I get to do another video, that actually rests on here and seals up against the housing, so that keeps moisture and stuff and getting in and out from there. So that's how that goes. Whether I get to do another video after this, I'm running out of time to get this all done. Again, this one's been stripped down and checked out and all put back together again to this stage, and it's all sort of ready to get back together again. So he's in pretty good condition and tested. So in there we have the two wedges, a bit of discoloration, but they're okay. The solenoid is in good condition and works okay, so that's good. The base plate has had some moisture in it, but for some reason it's got a dent in it. I don't know why, but they put someone with a hammer or something, and it's like, and I've got to fix this yet. I've got to try and make that they're not moving around. It shouldn't be doing that, so I just got to put some pressure on that back again and make sure it just doesn't move. This has had a bit of, I think someone's hit this, or a hammer just here. It's got a big dent in it. So this one's had more of a hard life, this one here. The bits and pieces, screws, nuts and bolts and all sorts of stuff are in good condition. The pot drive gear or the divider gear, whichever way you want to call it, it's in good condition. It's not loose at all. I've refurbished the pot as I did with the rest. This was a later version pot too, I noticed as well. So it's a later version pot. It may have been changed at some time in its life, maybe. This was in good condition. Because they put silicone on it somewhere along the line, or some green gunk. So it's in good condition. So everything is in good condition. The plate, the top plate, it's average condition, it's not average, it's good condition. It's not that bad. So yeah, but the shafts in this one have had a bit more. You run your finger along them, a bit rougher. So. But then again, this one's probably been loaded to be a 1103, and it was not 1103. So, and of course we've got the two collars or spacers there. And this is the bit that tells me that it is not. We'll work from the top down, and then I'll go from the. So there's a little bit of feathering on this one. It's not bad. That's the final drive gear. The one that drives that one is this one here. Sorry for whizzing through this, but I want to try and get this done so I can start putting these back together again, and running out of time. So there's a bit of wear on this tooth in here because that one drives in here. It's actually been sitting quite low. When I mean low, it's or an angle or something, because you can see the wear point, it's like it's been sitting like this. So have to look into that. So when we come down to the next gears, put those two aside. The gear that drives that one has been chewed. It's been hitting, you probably can't see it, there's chips off the teeth where something's been hitting it in a rotation form. So, which has then produced feathering on the back, and if you look at the back of it, the teeth are starting to get sharp. This is what happens with these, and then they get totally pointed and then they just snap off. So, because this should have been a double stack gear. I did make up some double stack gears on this one, or 3D printed, laser 3D printed stainless steel version. I've got to get some more made, but it just costs money. So this gear center is a bit of wear in it too as well from the previous gear. Now, when we get down to, if this was a 1103, this is the first gear, that's the normal same gear they normally use. But this is the same gear as the other ones. Actually, all these gears are the same. So the gear that drives that one is this gear. Well, in the 1103, this has a small pinion like that one in here, which drives under that. And then this gear here was used at the end in place of this. They're all the same. These are all 1102s. So the gear, all these gears are all the same. The gears should be different for this one, and they ain't. But this one's been loaded up like as if it was, and it's this one here. This one's got a lot of wear on it. This is the worst of them all. The teeth here are just sharp at a point here. Now, if that was a twin stacked gear this one drives onto, if this gear here was double stacked, we wouldn't have that wear on this one. This gear here is worn, which is then wearing on that really high in the top of the gear here, and it's like it's been, yeah, not good. Okay, dokie, so that's a quick run through of what's happening with all these 1102s, no, 1102/1103, which it wasn't. So there you go, a quick run through. I've got to try and get these all back together again. I'm running out of time on these things. Everything's taking time to do. So I shall leave it there, and whether I get another video done of them completed, I don't know, but we shall see how we go. At least a bit of a quick run through on the strip down and the tidy up and clean up of these things to show what's going on with them. So yeah, all good. I shall catch you next video. Bye.